So before I get into explaining the presentation, let me say that the topic of my thesis were designed for millennials. Main aspect was to study about millennials and how different they are from other generations, and what are so the core points that I wanted to keep in mind was their lifestyle, their attitude, their habits, their work life, their socializing culture. So these were the five main pillar points. So first one was direction, to be able to understand the damage done to co-living industry by the pandemic. Questions to consider: is it the future? How much of the industry has been affected because of COVID? Are there any differences in the mindset of people about co-living before the pandemic and after the pandemic? And the next step was to discover, to be able to understand what is that I need to cater as a designer for the future of co-living. And the last step was ideas, to take the direction and discovery, and to formulate and conceptualize an idea that is fitting for today's time. Um, so that was my next step. And now I had to understand the role of a communal space. So I was clear that a communal space is what I wanted to do under co-living. So a communal space can be anything that is an open space, that could be up in the, that could be in the terrace at the uppermost floor, or that could be in the ground floor. So it opens open space basically that is used to encourage and to build a community within the communal space. So it is for all the residents that are staying there. It is for their activity. It is a place that holds uh, different segregated activities, or different segregated places for the residents, where they can interact with each other and build a better community. Wanted the communal space to become an extension of the house. And how can it become an extension of the house? By making it a comfortable space for people to work in, because remote working is what all of us are asked to do. And how can I construct remote working in community living in a communal space? So for me, the idea was to build a pod, to build a simple, secure pod that encourages individual work, at the same time encourages people to come forward together, to work together, so that they can feed off from each other's energy. Because when you're doing remote working, there's not much of interaction that you have with other people.